Well, the lagging and everything was, well, as usual, like that. But this was the fairy tale chapter episode of 85 or 200 and something in the other one. Acnologia finally spoke, but his voice is not a single bit as I expected it to be. I expected him to have a dark, demanding voice. Instead, we have almost like a Bishonen-like voice. Still deep, but, well, it's made by the same guy who voiced Kiba. Either way, in this one we see filler scenes, mostly of Acnologia fighting Igneel, or vice versa. We see Levi and Gajeel taking them off on how Gajeel mentioned his song, and we see some other lagging fights. But in the main point of this is Natsu fights Mar de Gre, because now we're turning back the clock. But Mar de Gre still dominates the fight. It is then when Natsu falls down, he meets up with Sting and Rouge. Sting wants them to team up, but of course Natsu, being Natsu, saying this is a job I nail, he has to do it himself. So Sting tricks him by saying who can beat this guy first. And the three Dragonslayers actually manage to inflict some damage on Mar de Gre. In his first time anger in a many long time appears, Mar de Gre decides to take them serious. With a very demon-like face. He prides himself of being the underworld king, and apparently he hasn't shown emotions like anger for centuries. Which is a bit of a strange, well, of course he hasn't shown anger this entire arc, but one part of him is still a little bit, what the hell? He's arrogant, and yet he believes that emotions clouds judgments. So either way, he decides to do this seriously, or at least as serious as Mar de Gre can be, because he unleashes his power. While the music still is good, there is some pretty big lagging in this episode, so I think the scene looked more epic in the manga, and it was something that hurt, and in the, well, yeah, it's better than the manga and in the anime. As the three Dragonslayer this time teams up to try to hurt Mar de Gre, they fail. As Mar de Gre only gets launched from his chair that he sits down on, but then falls back on it in the exact same position. So when did this guy turn out to as Seppellini? He warns them that he is not even serious. As Wendy meets up with the others, Warren realizes he cannot do that, cries over that his uselessness, but then Markarov contracts them, saying they have a triumph card, Lumen Historia, that is revealed to be the body of the first Master Mavis. That's basically this episode. Well, I actually read some reviews of this, and they were extremely criticizing, saying they didn't like the filler scenes. It was very lacking. I admit the fights could have been a little bit better. Come on, this was one of the hyped up ever. As I said before, I did not expect Acnologia's voice to have that voice actor. I expected someone else. Was it bad? I don't know. Was it appropriate for him? Well, as I said before, that voice actor is mostly uses voices some Bishonen, but he can voice some deep one, like in Toriko. But in a way, I was surprised that was the voice that we were gonna get. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.